Hello everybody, Tarek37 here, and this one's going to be a really short video. I'm not going to do gameplay, but I just had a thought that I don't think I explained how the force die worked, and I really wanted to because the force die is my favorite die in this system. Um, and I'm going to explain why. So, the force die is a D12. There are 12 sides to it, and um, and it generates between 1 to 2 force points, as you've probably seen. Hold on, let me just roll. No, that's not it. I'll just roll like 5 force dice. It generates between 1 and 2. You already know you roll this at the start of the session to generate the points that go into the destiny pool. However, the thing that's interesting about the force die in this system is that it's not 50-50. By which I mean, hold on, I'm pulling up, getting my physical book because unfortunately the Star Wars FFG does not have, unfortunately the Star Wars Fantasy Flight Games RPG doesn't have PDF versions. They're all only physical. So, but basically, it is a 12-sided die. However, it is not 6 sides generate dark points and 6 sides generate light points. I'm looking at there is a table saying showing you how to convert standard RPG dice to the Star Wars symbols. So 1 to 7 on the D12 will generate dark side points, and 8 to 12 generate light side points. So 7 sides generate dark, and 5 sides generate light. However, of those 7 sides that generate dark points, only 1 side will generate 2 dark side points. All the others only generate 1. The 5 sides that generate light points, only 2 of them generate 1 point. The other 3 generate 2 light points. So, this goes to that scene in Empire Strikes Back where Luke asks Yoda, is the dark side stronger than the light? And Yoda says no. It's quicker, it's easier, more seductive, but it is not stronger than the light. That's me paraphrasing off of memory. It's been a hot minute since I saw Empire Strikes Back, but I remembered that scene pretty well, I think. And that's why I really like the Force die, because it really goes with that interpretation of the Force where, yeah, it's easier to use the dark side of the Force to use your Force powers, but you're not actually that much stronger. It's just easier. You're more likely you're much more likely to roll for dark points, but if you roll light, you're more likely to get 2 points instead of only 1. So if you're a force rating 1 force user, so basically every starting force using class, odds are you're going to get 1 dark point, and you have to decide, are you going to use that dark point, spend a strain, flip a destiny point, and take a conflict to do that, to activate that force power, or are you going to decide not to do that and hold off until maybe another time? Because sometimes that's an easy choice. It's like, oh, this isn't that important. But sometimes, if it's like combat or something like that, where you really need something to succeed, you might really need that one. You might really need to get a force point, especially since, especially with combat, you're kind of very much at the mercy of the dice, and with the force, there's very little you can do. One thing that a lot of force powers do is that they will have, it's either the force powers or or I think actually it's usually more talents on like force using classes, but or force using careers and specializations, sorry. Where you can add your force dice as additional dice to your skill rolls, be they combat or otherwise. And you can spend force points to add extra successes, advantages. I think maybe triumphs. I'm not. It's been I don't remember any talents that do that, but it's possible. Like if you spend like 3 or 4, but you can get extra successes and everything. So again, like it's much more. It's much more important how well you roll. However, I'm going to show you a bit. I'm going to do a couple of experiments just to kind of show you, because I rolled 5 force dice that one time. It'll take a long time before any player character will get to the point where you have like a force rating of 5. But if you do, you'll notice on those 5 force dice, only 2 of them showed light points, but both of them were 2 light points. So light and dark 4. Let me roll again. 3 of them rolled light side, all of them rolled 2 light, and then 2 were just dark. And if we do this again, I imagine it's going to kind of look the same. Or very similar. Obviously this one, the odds should be that you get more dark side popping up, but less, but more whenever you roll light, you usually get more. Alright, and this one would be one where it's like, okay, and this one, they all roll dark, and one of them happened to roll, yeah. So, that's just something that's, it kind of popped into my head one day, and I was just like, I remembered that was one thing I really liked about the force die in this system, was there's a bit of a philosophy with the dice that I really appreciate. I really like that they make it very explicit that no, the dark side is not stronger than the light. It's just easier. You're more likely to get, especially early on when you're a force user, you're much more likely to just get, you're rolling like 1 or 2 force dice, and odds are they're going to be popping up more dark side more often than not. Like this one, that's 3 dark pips, but you have that one only rolled 2 dark pips, and again, only 2 dark pips, because when you're more likely to roll dark, but if you roll dark, you're more likely to only get 2 points out of it when you're rolling 2 dice. However, if you roll light, you're more likely to get 2 light pips on each side. I hope that wasn't too boring. I just really like the philosophy of the force dice in this game. It's really fun, really interesting, and I don't know. I just felt like talking about it. Thanks for watching / listening. I hope this wasn't too boring, and hopefully I'll have a new episode soon. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye.